Hey everyone, Steven here, autistic YouTuber, and welcome to Toastamac. As someone who has created online content for many years now, interacted with quite a few social media sites, and even has his own Discord group now, link in the description below, I've seen quite a few times how autistic people have used virtual communities for the sake of looking for support, advice, or just someone to chat with. And while virtual communities can have quite a few great benefits, as we will go over in this video, if we're looking at this as a great resource for autistic people, then we need to look at the bigger picture. And that means going over both the ups and downs of virtual communities for autistic people. Let's get started. I probably don't have to mention this, but interacting with people online can remove many sources of anxiety that can normally be found in a conversation. It can be a controlled environment where you can respond and interact at your own pace instead of worrying about responding immediately, thus giving you time to formulate the message you want to convey. Simultaneously, this can remove certain social factors in a conversation, like having to read body language and facial expressions, maintaining eye contact, and as I mentioned earlier, having to respond right away. Conversations can be more enjoyable when there is less to worry about. But what if someone wants to work on fine-tuning those social factors? Text messages can only tell you so much, and we may end up missing a hidden message that can only be read between the lines. There are some social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Discord that do give the option for audio calls and even video chats as well. I do have to emphasize on the option part, it's not mandatory. However, if you do find that you want to practice those social factors and have more face-to-face conversations, then by all means, go for it. Now, let's say you are currently going through a rough time. You're looking for either help or support, and the people around you don't seem to understand. Or maybe there are some people around that do understand, but for one reason or another, they're not available at the moment. Virtual communities can help with that too. Specifically, if you go to sites like Facebook or Discord, if you're more into gaming, where you can join online groups that are made for your areas of interest, autism or otherwise. Here you might be able to find like-minded individuals that are going through similar struggles that you are, assuming they haven't experienced it already, giving you solace during a tough moment in your life. Here, you can ask them for support or advice on how they went through this experience, or maybe you just want to make friends and chat with them. You don't necessarily have to go to virtual communities just for the sake of support or advice. You could go to these groups to make friends, play with fun activities online, get to know each other. Naturally, when you are trying to join any online group, you want to make sure that they are 100% legitimate. By that I mean they are actually active, they are following the purpose of why the group was created, that they are not toxic, or at least the administration is quick to act on it, and they're not trying to constantly give you spam or links to things that you don't need. This could take some time and a little trial and error, I should know, but if you keep looking, I'm sure you'll be able to find the right online group just for you. And if by some chance you are currently on Facebook and are looking for such an autism group, try the Facebook search tab and see what they can provide. Or you can email me at toastamac@gmail.com and I'll see which groups I can recommend for you. When you do finally find that virtual community just for you, you can get this feeling of belonging, being surrounded by those with similar experiences and likes to you. You could feel like you're not the only one in the whole world that likes the things that they like or do the things that they do. In addition, you can get this feeling of validation, knowing that the experiences or hardships you're going through is not just whining and complaining or something you'll grow out of, but rather they could be concerns or issues that may need to be addressed. It's nice when you're taken seriously. In a good virtual community, you can get advice, support, or even online friends, but sometimes they may be able to help you up when you're having a rough time. I can't even begin to tell you how many times a virtual community got me out of a rut, or how many times an online friend was able to cheer me up when I was feeling upset. And I've helped some online friends myself too. And in the end, that's what a community is all about. Be it either virtual or in the real world, communities support each other, with people in the communities being able to support each other, strengthen each other, and lift each other up when they're feeling down. Ooh, and for parents and caregivers that feel overwhelmed or isolated, don't worry. There are also Facebook groups for parents and caregivers of autistic children. So don't worry, you're not alone. There are groups and resources out there that are ready and waiting to help you.
Even though these are some amazing benefits to virtual communities, and I'm sure there are probably more, do not forget that the internet is full of questionable and even dangerous places, similar to the real world. And if these issues are not promptly addressed, the consequences could be very serious. Much like there are bullies in the real world, so too can they exist online. We refer to them as cyberbullies. These can be tricky to deal with, given that on the internet you can remain anonymous, as well as create multiple accounts while using false information. Worse yet, the more you keep interacting with them, the more the situation can escalate.
Typically, when I have to deal with a cyberbully, I don't give them the time of day. I block and report them and that's it. And even if they make another account, guess what? I can repeat the process too. Usually you don't see this problem on my YouTube channel because I do my best to stay on top of it. But make no mistake, it can happen anywhere.
Cyberbullies can be annoying if not very hurtful, but what can be even more hurtful to your computer in particular is viruses. And I'm not talking about the kind of virus that Steven caught last week. I'm talking about the kinds that can infect multiple files, steal important data, slow down your computer, rewrite or delete certain files, or even as far as crashing your computer.
Wait a minute. Did we seriously get hacked?
Just kidding.
Oh. Not funny, dude. Definitely not funny.
Computer viruses have many paths to infect your computer, such as malicious or compromised websites that can trigger viruses when you enter them, email attachments that can be disguised as legitimate files, downloading files from untrusted sources like pirated websites, connecting infected storage drives like a USB device, and even hackers that pretend to be legitimate to convince you to download and run their viruses. All of this can sound scary, because it is, but there are ways to avoid all of this. Keeping your computer and antivirus software up to date is a good start, right next to not going to any suspicious websites in the first place. If your computer is telling you this website could be infected or dangerous, it doesn't matter how good your antivirus software is, you get out of there before the problem even starts. To wrap this problem up, if you receive a suspicious link or email from someone, even if it is someone you know, don't touch it. Get rid of it immediately. This account could either be hacked or even a fake one made by the hacker.
This very scenario actually happened to me about a year or two ago, and it was a good thing I knew what to look out for, like messages that this friend of mine would not typically send, as well as this insistence on joining or signing up for something. Had I not known what red flags to look for, I would have been in serious trouble. I should probably take over for this last downside, as I feel like this is the most important. That being, as crazy as it sounds, the virtual world cannot give you everything. When you look at a video of a food being prepared, you won't get to experience the smell or taste of it, not unless you're making the food along with the video. When you're looking at a travel vlog of an exotic or exciting place, you won't get to experience how hot or cold it really was over there, nor see what else was going on outside of the recording. And yes, you can interact with people online and it can be fun, but it's not necessarily the same as having someone right next to you, going to a place together, sharing some laughs, making memories, having a good time. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to discourage you from virtual communities entirely. Far from it. That would just make me a big fat hypocrite. As I said earlier though, if we are looking at virtual communities as a great resource for autistic people, we need to look at the bigger picture. That means going over the ups and downs of virtual communities, but that also means acknowledging that virtual communities, while they have their benefits, are meant as an option, a resource. It was never meant to be a complete substitute for interacting with people in the real world. With that said, I recommend finding a proper balance between interacting with people online and interacting with people in the real world. Spending too much time in front of a computer screen, tablet, or your own phone for that matter can hurt your eyes in the long run. That and your social skills may dwindle quite a bit. Even if you're doing audio calls and video chats, it's not the same as interacting with someone in the flesh. Yes, you can look up all kinds of information on the internet, what with everything that's available. However, there are some things in life that you have to experience yourself in order to fully understand, and that means getting out there in the real world and trying it out for yourself. So please, enjoy your virtual communities and what they have to offer you. Just don't forget that the rest of the world is also available to you. You can find that you will learn much more by learning from both worlds instead of just choosing one or the other. And there you have it, some ups and downs on virtual communities for autistic people, along with some of my advice on the matter. I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful, but of course, I couldn't fit everything into this video, so if there are some points that I may have missed, or if you have any questions or want to share your experience, tell us about it in the comment section below. With that, we have arrived at the end. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and a special shout out to Help Autism Center for becoming a member of the Toastamac Chow Club. You can get shoutouts like this too, along with other amazing perks, so consider becoming a member today. And don't forget, we live stream on the weekends, so if I'm live and you got the time, come hang with us. Until the next video or live stream, see you later.